Alright, all, it's James Johnson, aka Sulfur Blade. This is my content, and here we are. Cisco, which is a fairly large employer, has went and done it. They fired employees for stating that all lives matter. Yes, Cisco system fires employees for comments made during virtual diversity conference. Cisco has fired employees over racial remarks made during a June 1st video conference on race and diversity that followed the killing of George Floyd while he was in custody of Minneapolis police officers. Cisco Systems Incorporated has fired a number of workers over racial comments made during a virtual all-hands conference on race and diversity last month. Precisely how many employees were dismissed or when they were let go is unclear. Bloomberg reports that San Jose-based Cisco confirmed it fired a handful of employees. Bloomberg said it will not name those employees because it could not confirm their identities. According to screenshots obtained by Bloomberg, the posts made by the fired employees included: Black lives don't matter. All lives matter. Exactly. All is the all-encompassing group. The entirety of the group should matter, not a subsection of the group. That's fucking common sense, and that is the problem with this entire Black Lives Matter movement. And people who complain about racism probably have been a racist somewhere else to people from another race, or part of systematic oppression in their own community. Exactly. Black Lives Matter is being used as a systemic racial tool for blacks and minorities to literally oppress the white majority. Okay, another comment stated that the phrase Black Lives Matter singles out one ethnic group and thus reinforces racism. Ding, 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 we have a winner! The remarks were made during a June 1st video conference that followed the killing of George Floyd while he was in custody of Minneapolis police officers. You fired people for being intelligent? That company's in trouble. In the meantime, the first in a series, Cisco CEO Chuck Robbins spoke with Brian Stevenson, a black lawyer and author who founded the Equal Justice Initiative, and Darren Walker, who is also black and is president of the Ford Foundation. Cisco stated that out of 10,400 comments made at the forum, 237 objected to either the meeting itself or its content. Well, that's 237 brave individuals who were willing to stand up in the face of stupidity when it matters, when they could actually literally lose their job. 237 people with balls, and probably another 5,000 people with no balls that were thinking exactly what those 237 people said. But we'll ignore that. Francine Katsotis, Cisco's executive vice president and chief people officer, read the most offensive statements aloud in a later all-hands video conference and explained what the company considers legitimate debate. You have a framework where red absolutely is crossing the line, she said, per Bloomberg. But if someone has a question or they don't understand something, there's a way for them to ask that question. Oh, is there? Really? No, there isn't. We went through and just placed things on the spectrum. According to Cisco, its latest diversity report, 3.8% of its overall workforce is black, along with 2.2% of its leadership and people managers. No board members are black. Cisco reports states the board is 90% white and 10% Asian. Well, quick, you gotta solve that, because we can't have the best people for the job. We need to make it equal based off of race, because if you're qualified, that doesn't matter. Are you guys not up to your propaganda standards here? You better wake up. Cisco committed itself to advancing equal rights and opportunities for black Americans in the wake of the death of George Floyd. In June, it pledged $5 million to anti-racist causes and And before the Cisco Live 2020 conference in June, CEO Robbins stated that the future would embark on a new mission to power an inclusive future for all. No, that should read power an inclusive future for blacks and minorities. Because you can't go using all now when it's convenient for you, when you fired people for saying all lives matter. No, you don't get to use the word all. You need to embark on your mission to power an inclusive future for blacks and minorities. That's what you need to embark on. And use its resources to fight both the COVID-19 pandemic and centuries of systematic racism. Which is just a big fat lie. Well, not the centuries of it. At some point, there was systematic racism in the country. But not right now. But that's a whole nother topic. It should be noted, however, that in addition to racial comments made during the conference in June, Cisco is still working out other issues regarding race and gender. In July, the California Department of Fair Employment and Housing filed a lawsuit against Cisco and two of its engineers in July, saying the engineers discriminated against another worker for being a member of a low-ranking Hindu caste. And in March, Cisco paid $4.75 million to resolve a claim by the U.S. Department of Labor that it had paid white and male employees more than women, black and Latino employees in similar roles. According to the Labor Department, Cisco would pay $2 million in lost wages and interest to 1,505 affected employees at its San Jose headquarters, and offer at least $2.75 million in pay equity adjustments to employees nationwide over the next 5 years. Yay! I'm not sure what to say about this, other than the next time I need a router or a switch or any type of networking device, I'm certainly not getting it from Linksys or Cisco, because Linksys is owned by Cisco. So I guess I'm gonna be switching over to maybe Netgear or D-Link instead, since Cisco is part of the problem. Anyway, I've read the article, and it's pretty self-apparent. People were wrongly terminated from their jobs for having a brain at Cisco. And I don't really need to drag this video on any longer. Anyway, I'm James Johnson, aka Sulfur Blade. Hopefully you're enjoying the content. If so, please leave a like and subscribe. And until the next time, all, peace.